Hi. How are you?
What do you have here?
Well, this is our newest sensor for measuring soiling loss on a PV plant. You're interested in seeing a demo?
Yes, please.
Hi,
Okay.
and sorry to cut in. That was Dr. Ajay Singh, the product manager and lead developer of the DustVue 10, our new Class A soiling sensor from Campbell Scientific. I was at the show and so many people had so many questions that I thought today I would take this opportunity to show you guys where it all began, right over here. I'm here in the instrument garden behind Campbell Scientific headquarters here in Logan, Utah. We're right over here in our renewable energy testing division. The DustVue 10 was born. The first thing I'd like to do is introduce you to this guy, Old Joe. Old Joe's been sitting there for nearly 3 years, opening and closing every minute, around the clock, rain or shine, without a single mechanical failure.
The DustVue 10 was released in 2025, and being developed a few years after the other sensors on the market was great, because it allowed us to research and solve all the pain points of earlier soiling sensors. The DustVue 10 is the first ever PV soiling sensor to successfully and accurately use IEC 61724-1's Class A short circuit method 2 of comparing identical clean and dirty reference solar cells while requiring almost no cleaning or maintenance, no water tanks, no spray nozzles, no wipers, no tricky calibrations, and all while having a measurement uncertainty of only 1%. In a first of its kind, the DustVue 10 also features dual upward and downward reference sensors for measuring the soiling ratio of both mono and bifacial panels with a single device.
This automatically cuts your equipment cost in half if you've ever tried to measure backside soiling with the other sensors on the market.
The DustVue 10 is simple to set up using the USB-C connected web-based interface and will seamlessly work with any logger, OpMet station, solar resource assessment, or SCADA system from any company using the RS-485 Modbus RTU protocol.
But best of all is DustVue's surprisingly affordable price.
Especially when you consider the costs needed to constantly manually clean your reference panels, fill your spray tanks, or change the wipers on other similar Class A sensors out there. Not to mention the growing skepticism in the accuracy of many optical soiling sensors that are low maintenance, but are starting to be called random number generators by many operators because of the spectral mismatch of not comparing real solar cells and their need for complicated and dust-type color calibrations.
I know those are some pretty big claims about the DustVue 10. So first, let me show you some of the basics about the sensor, and then I'll show you why it lives up to those claims, and especially the reputation of Campbell Scientific. First, these are the upward and downward soiled reference sensors
That you only clean when you clean the other production panels at your plant. The solar glass used for these sensor windows was carefully chosen to have the nearly identical soiling deposition rate of most solar panels. The special glass, along with the raised edge around the glass, ensure these sensors soil at the same rate as your plant's other panels. Now, just under the glass, you'll notice a white neutral density diffuser. This unifies the angular response of the 9 separately mounted and measured solar cells right beneath the diffuser that are arranged in a grid, providing an accurate averaged soiling loss measurement across the glass, and an estimate of the non-uniform or edge soiling your panels might be experiencing in the field. The grid of cells also lets you know immediately if obstructions like bird droppings or other debris have landed on and blocked part of the sensor's window. Next, this mysterious black tube is actually an extremely rugged machined cover that slides open and closed to make the clean reference solar measurements with the Stay Clean reference cells located inside the tube that are once again pointed up and down for monitoring mono or bifacial panels. At the base of the sliding cover is a little heating unit and proprietary sealing rings that are key to keeping water, dust, pollen, and frost from fouling the covered clean reference cells. Now, while you can easily set the DustVue 10 to make measurements at any interval you want, built into the device is a smart algorithm that prevents the cover from opening in conditions when the sensor might get dirty. Inclement weather or rapidly changing solar radiation levels are automatically detected by the sensor, and the algorithm and cover do such an amazing job at keeping the sensor clean that we recommend only checking and cleaning it about once or twice a year. The fact is, we have test units running at our sites in all types of conditions that have gone years without getting dirty. And those are the basics of how the sensor works. And now, how are we so confident about the quality and durability of the DustVue 10? Testing. Lots of testing. I introduced you to Old Joe because right away I'm sure you noticed the DustVue 10 has a moving part, the mechanized black cover that slides open and closed. Yes, we knew this could be a point of failure, but it's the secret to making a nearly maintenance-free sensor and why we've put about as much research and development into the cover's mechanism as anything we've ever put out on the market. I mentioned Old Joe has been running here with this mechanism successfully for about 3 years. The reality is we've had Old Joe cranked up to open and close so frequently, night and day, in all weather conditions, that he's already endured the equivalent of over 16 years of field time and abuse without failing. We've also put so many other test units besides Old Joe through some pretty serious extreme testing where we carefully monitor their accuracy while intentionally trying to break them. All this testing and valuable feedback from our beta testers has us completely confident in the ruggedness, accuracy, simplicity, and low maintenance cost operation of this new sensor.
See, many people in the solar industry know our loggers, but they don't also know the size, resources, and experience Campbell Scientific has for bringing such an amazing sensor like the DustVue 10 to the market.
Standing behind this device is an entire dedicated renewable energy product and engineering team that worked tirelessly and methodically to design, test, and bring the DustVue 10 successfully to the market. Campbell Scientific made sensors and loggers have become legendary for their quality and durability because they are built in-house under strict ISO quality conditions that we control.
We machine our own parts, we make our own circuit boards,
we use our own teams of expert certified assemblers, and then rigorously quality test everything we make before we ship it out. We know that when you buy something from Campbell Scientific, you must really be relying on your equipment to work.
and we have a 50-year reputation for quality to defend. Well, that's about it for this video. I know I've said a lot of big claims about this sensor, and I hope I haven't turned you off, but made you realize
that if you are not currently monitoring the soiling losses at your solar farms because of the expensive cost or the low confidence you have in other soiling sensors, or if you have been monitoring soiling using only yield loss models or any of the inaccurate low maintenance sensors out there, or if you've been using the other expensive Class A high maintenance sensors out there, you're probably suffering more labor, maintenance, and power generation costs than you realize. Accurately knowing PV soiling is a huge part of optimizing the performance ratio of your plant, maximizing your profits while reducing your losses. But it must make sense from a capital and labor cost perspective.
with the release of the DustVue 10, this might just be the perfect time for you to start monitoring your soiling or upgrading your stations to be more profitable by integrating the DustVue 10.
Check out our website to get in contact with the Campbell Scientific teams at any of our global locations and learn more about the DustVue 10, get a quote, arrange a demo unit, or just start requiring it for your plants by speccing the Campbell Scientific DustVue 10 into your projects specifically by name. If you're an owner, developer, EPC, SCADA provider, or even a system manufacturer interested in integrating the DustVue 10, let's talk about how the DustVue 10 can help you be even more successful in an increasingly competitive utility scale solar industry.
Thanks for watching. Attaboy, Joe.